Christiana here for Card Player TV for another edition of Strategy. I'm here with Scott Montgomery and we're going to talk about picking off bluffs. What's up, Scott? Thanks so much for coming.
No problem.
Okay, so when you're at a poker table, what are some things that you're looking for that you can find in a player to say, hey, this story is not consistent, I think that you're bluffing?
Coming from an internet background originally, physical tell's not really my specialty, so it's more along the lines of bet sizing and just bet patterns. Would he really be betting this hand? Lots of the times it comes down to the river, and you know he's not the kind of player who would be value betting a pretty medium-sized hand, so he either has a monster or nothing, and you read back, would he have played that monster hand that way on the flop, kind of thing. So that's an easy way to pick off bluffs. But beyond that, I think beyond reading bluffs is convincing people not to bluff you. So that's why having a good image of somebody who makes crazy river calls with like bottom pair and ace high stuff, just a couple of those a day to scare people into not bluffing you definitely helps a lot in tournaments.
Okay, so if you can discourage other players by showing them that, hey, you're willing to call if you don't think that they've got it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's always scared when they bluff, so if you can put that thought into their mind that this guy, even with ace high, once in a while is going to call me down, maybe I should just never bluff him. And then if you convince the whole table to never bluff you, well then it's easy because you're the only one bluffing, so.
Okay. Now, you mentioned bet sizing. Is one of the things that when people are bluffing is that they either bet too small or too big?
I mean, I'd say it depends on the player, though. Generally, I found that tighter players, older players, when they're bluffing will bet smaller because they're afraid. Whereas younger players, when they're bluffing, they'll overbet it. So, it depends on the player, but that's usually what I go by.
All right, I'm going to try and put you on the spot here. Do you know the best bluff you ever pulled or the scariest one or the one that you're most proud of? Can you think of one?
I mean, ridiculous all-in bluffs with nothing are pretty much what I'm known for. So, I mean...
There's too many?
Yeah, there's too many to mention. Like, every day I'll move all-in with, like, 4 high, at least once during the day, for sure.
So you're used to it. So you don't have to get over the being nervous and holding your breath when you're bluffing, because you do it all the time, so...
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, here's a good one. I remember playing at a Bellagio 15K event, and we were about 5 hours into day one. And I was one of the chip leaders. I'd like quadrupled up. And then Antonio sits down at my table, and he has slightly less chips than me. Well, it takes about half an hour before we get into an all-in pot. He's got the stone nuts. He's got like 9s full house. I have king high.
And the bad thing about the tournament is you have to turn over your cards, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is on the turn. So it's like, yeah, I'm drawing stone dead for this $250,000 chip pot in like 5 hours into the tournament.
But the good thing about your reputation is you get paid off, is that right?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, stories like that, as soon as I sit down at the table, you can just see the people going, oh my god, this guy will ship it with anything, yes!
Alright, well thank you so much for sharing that with us. Christiana with Scott Montgomery for Card Player TV.